What's up, weirdos? It is time for another garden tour. Today is Sunday, May 24th, 2020. And yeah, I've been pretty busy the last few days. Really busy, actually. Just pretty much spending the whole day just planting stuff and tilling stuff. And yeah, I finally had a chance to kind of sit back and kind of marvel at everything that I've accomplished the last few days. But yeah, let's get into the tour because there's a lot here. The lettuce is really taking off. I think we're going to start picking that here in the next day or so. You know, it's big enough we can start thinning it out a little bit. I'm going to let most of this kind of form like a head. And this stuff back here is not doing so well. I don't think it's getting enough sun. But the kale and the spinach and the arugula is looking good. The arugula is almost starting to bolt here, so we got to start picking that. Planted some more lettuce in here. It's starting to come up. And then I just finished planting couple rows right here. We'll probably have lettuce in here by the 4th of July, maybe a little bit after that. And then the big garden, I've got a lot done so far. These are all my seedlings and flowers and stuff that I still have to plant. Catnip's coming along really nice. Echinacea's looking really good. Lots and lots of potatoes are finally coming up. I plant my potatoes really deep. I plant them as deep into the pots as I can. So you're talking 8 inches deep at least. And I've had success with that. It seems like they don't get bothered by the frost because they don't come up to the surface. So even if you have a late frost, it's not that big of a deal for them. And then of course mint in here, more potatoes, some chamomile here, looking really good. And these are the peas that I didn't cover when we had that really bad cold snap. It got down to like 24 degrees a couple weeks ago, and yeah, it didn't kill them. They made it just fine, so I was happy about that. I do have some cucumbers in here. I got one that's come up so far. I planted it about a week ago, so it'll be a little bit for the rest of them, and then I just planted some more here. This bed is going to be all cucumbers, but I'm going to wait for a couple of weeks, kind of stagger my plantings a little bit. I got some nasturtiums in there and other stuff. Need to clean out this pot. This was lemon balm last year. I need to clean that out. I'm going to put some new plants in there. Blueberries, they're still not doing so great. They got a few leaves on them, but not looking so good. This one, I don't know. This one might be dead. This one's okay. It was really red last year. It's starting to look a little bit better this year. I think because I added some holly tone to it. That should really help it. Then some thyme in here, goji berry, again looking great. I got a basil in here with a bunch of peppers, and there's going to be a row of beans. You can see they're starting to come up, looking really nice. Zucchinis right here. These are gold zucchinis, and then I have an Italian zucchini right here that hasn't come up yet. Costata Romanesco, very good zucchini, kind of a nutty flavor. And then again, more beans right there. Beets and carrots are coming along. I got to thin them out a little bit, let them grow a little bigger. And then this was supposed to be watermelons, but I had a bunch of potatoes come up from last year. So what I did is I moved the watermelons over there to the overflow garden, and I'm just going to plant broccoli in here. Again, another bed that potatoes just decided to come up again. They survived the winter. And more potatoes here. These are the ones I planted, I think it was mid-March, end of March. And then tomatoes, I got these at a local greenhouse. They look really healthy. This is persimmon, and I think that's an heirloom that Thomas Jefferson actually grew. So it's an old heirloom, so I'm excited about that. I planted some onions in here. There's some brandywines, marigolds. Then this is going to be spaghetti squash. It hasn't come up yet. I got a few flowers and stuff in here. Kohlrabi right here, a couple rows of that. Some more beans that haven't come up. And then again, more tomatoes here. Some borage, onions, lots of herbs and stuff like that. More beans on the fence, they haven't come up. Basil and peppers. Again, my peppers aren't, they're not very big. These are the ones I started, I think it was first week of April. And it just took them a while. I think it's because I couldn't put them out. Usually I put my peppers outside and start hardening them off end of April. But I couldn't do that this year because it was so cold this spring. And then the peas, they're looking pretty good. I think we're going to start seeing some flowers here in another week or two. Again, I expected them to be a little bit taller, but they're taking their time, I guess. More peas in here. I got some bee balm right there. Bee balm usually takes a while to grow, but it'll be here by September. And then more squash. This is Zeppelin delicata. And this is what happens when you let your tomatoes just drop and you don't pick them up. The next year, you end up with lots and lots of tomato seedlings. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Those are cherry tomatoes from last year, so I'm probably going to just pick them out. And then again, more peas. Raspberries are looking okay. This one died, so we just clipped this off, and we're just letting the new cane start. I don't know. I don't know if it was diseased or maybe it just reached the end of its life cycle. So yeah, we clipped that off, and we're letting the new cane start. More raspberries here. Again, you can see they're starting to put out their fruit. And then again, more potatoes, tons of them. I got cherry tomatoes in here. These are more peas, and then a goji berry over here. Strawberries right here, and they are starting to put out some flowers here. I think we got a little strawberry right there. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Yeah, very, very cute. Very cute. So yeah, looking forward to that. I hope we're going to get a few strawberries this year. I think we are going to. There's a dandelion in there. Pull that out of there. Don't want those in there. The onions that were, they survived the winter. I'm going to collect seeds from these. I think these are just regular green onions. But yeah, they're getting close, so we'll pick seeds from them here in another month or so, however long it's going to take. And then, again, I had to get an overflow garden going. There's my marshmallow plant. Starting to come up. So I did a lot of rototilling out here. As you can see, this was my old garden, or one of my old gardens I used to have before I had raised beds. This was a garden right here, and then this was the other garden. And so I just went ahead and tilled this and made it a little bit bigger. There was a bunch of grass clumps and roots and stuff, so I kind of raked them out. And I'm gonna have to till it a couple more times before I plant, but there's gonna be the rest of my peppers and the rest of my tomatoes are gonna go in here. I got some watermelons from a friend, and they look beautiful. I forget what these ones are called. I think they're Alibaba. I think it might be a different one. And then this is Lemon Drop. It's a yellow fleshed watermelon, and then this is like a red fleshed, red seeded watermelon, both of these ones, and apparently they're very sweet. So looking forward to that. I planted some nasturtiums down there to help them out. These were my watermelons, and yeah, they're pretty much dead. You can't even see them. They're really pathetic. This one looks like the strongest one of all of them, and I don't think it's going to do very good. It's an orange glow, so we'll see what happens. I don't expect much. These look dead. I'll probably just plant some beans in here in another couple weeks, because I expect most of them are going to die. And then these are going to be zucchinis. I just planted the seeds, and there's some more zucchinis here. They're doing pretty well. And then more tomatoes over here. Bunch of tomatoes. I don't know. I don't expect much from all these. It's the overflow garden. I might put a fence around the garden, but I'm not expecting a whole lot here. So it's just plant a bunch of stuff and see what grows. And then I got another little tomato here. Yeah, I still got a lot of planting to do, so it's gonna take up most of my time the next couple days. I do have a couple gaming videos I'm gonna put out here in the next couple days too, for all of you who are interested in the gaming. And over here in the food forest, there is a little bit of action going on. The gooseberries are starting to put out little berries. I think. Yep, there's one right there. Might be able to see it. And a little berry right there. So looking forward to that. I don't know if we're gonna get very many, but I heard tomatoes grow really well next to gooseberries, or it helps gooseberries grow. So I might take some of my extra tomatoes and just kind of plant them over here. The elderberries, they took that last frost pretty hard. Killed off a lot of these leaves. They've got a lot of tip burn here, but they're looking better now. So I think they'll be all right. Apples, again, looking good, looking healthy, no issues. I think we're gonna get some apples this year, so that'll be nice. And then again, currants. I haven't seen any flowers on the currants yet. So I don't know how long it takes. I planted them last year. So we'll see. And then the autumn olive, which is just taking over completely. Yeah, I might take some cuttings and plant a couple more along the fence. We'll see. The birds might plant them for me because I know birds really love these things. And yeah, I think that's it really. I mean, there's not a whole lot else going on. Just a lot of work, and it's going to be really hot the next couple days. I think it's getting up into the 80s. So yeah, not looking forward to that. I'm gonna have to get up really early to do my garden stuff. But yeah, guys, that's it for the garden tour. Goodbye.